This video is brought to you by FIELDPULSE, field service software built for the trades. Click on the link below and try risk-free for 7 days. This system here hadn't been working in a while. Let's see if we can figure something out on it. The fuse is popped. Trying these things out. They're supposed to be a little popper. We're dealing with a short somewhere. Great. I guess we're gonna have to get a key to get back there. Okay. So we're gonna check this unit out. It was had a blown fuse inside. After I did that, it's been working. So we're gonna finish checking it out. Make sure there ain't no other issues. So number one thing I seen was there was a new looking thermostat on the wall. So I'm assuming that that's gonna be the cause of the blown fuse. But when the AC comes on, it would blow then. So AC's running, nothing's blowing. They said it's been like that since November. So if I had to guess, they replaced the thermostat around November when it stopped working. And this is going to be an R22 system. It's funny, it does have a newer coil, looks like 2016 even, but whoever did that just replaced the coil and set it up for R22, probably used the same piston that the other one had. So I'm just zeroing my probes right now, gonna go back to measure quick, and it is a little chilly right now. 60 degrees, 59, we're gonna do 60. I have my other probes hooked up in there. So we're gonna go R22, and this is a piston. It's like 2004, so we're gonna go probably a 10 or 12 SEER. I can find out on the nameplate. What in the world is happening? I know my liquid line isn't 20 degrees. It's usually good just to give these things a quick sanding, just to make sure that they're connecting good. Because it can do crazy things, like say your liquid line's 20 degrees and make you wonder if you've got your suction line hooked up to the wrong side. Man, this thing looks perfect. Superheat's a little high, but you'll notice with the piston systems as they run, it will start dropping that superheat. It takes usually 15 to 20 minutes for that superheat to really level out to where it's going to be. But the way it's running and performing right now, I would say that it's going to be dead on the money. I believe our return is dry bulb 68, 21 degree split. I tell you, man, when these R22 systems are working well, these things worked good. They got really, really cold. So what Measure Quick saying? Yeah, the calculated target 16.5 for a piston system right now. So we're definitely not far off. So we know all that's looking good. Now we'll just check all of our components inside. We'll check our capacitor and contactor, make sure all of that stuff looks okay. Okay, so it's a 3-phase, so it's not going to have a dual capacitor for the compressor. Compressor is going to be in with a 3-phase, but we are going to have one for the fan. So we'll look at that. .6. See if this thing's even got a label on it. Yes, it does. It's a 5. So in the meantime, I'm just going to put it back until I see if the customer wants to do anything about that. Contactor's in pretty good shape. We can just ohm it. So we'll just take off one side of the 24 volts without trying to blow another fuse. And let's just test the resistance on this. .4. That's a little lower than what I like. I usually go for anything between 10 to 20. I usually want to try to go more for 15 and up. I know a lot of them 13 and 14. That's fine. It's not really that big of a deal. I've gotten used to with these new ream systems, though. These contactors, that's been bad constantly. So they had a really bad batch of them. So anything under 13 ohms, when I've been checking them on these new systems, they get replaced. But this one is definitely reading a little low on the ohms, so we're going to recommend a contactor and a capacitor, a 5 UF capacitor. Besides that, it seems to be working good. We'll do a amp reading real quick on the compressor, make sure all that looks okay. So we'll let that run for a minute. 10.3 is RLA. I know I just checked the fan a second ago. It's good, reading 0.83. All right, all that checks good. We'll take a quick peek at the condenser coil and see how it looks. Very clean to be as old as it is. You can tell someone's cleaned it with some chemicals at some point. It's a little white looking. Well, everything else seems to be fine. The capacitor for the inside, for the blower, was good as well. So more than likely has been maintained throughout the years. I haven't been able to get any information on this place or even be able to really talk to anybody. They've turned it into like a business, and very hard to get in touch with people. So that's why I don't have all the extra information, like when they replace the thermostat or any of that stuff. I still have to get all that information. But I can pretty much guarantee you that thermostat's the reason it was blown. I'm gonna finish watching the pressures for a minute, and what we typically do is we'll take a screenshot of our pressures and then load it in to FIELDPULSE. That way we're able to go back through history and see what the charge looked like each time a technician was there. So we'll I'm gonna sit here and let it get back to where it was. It's getting there now, but like I was saying, 10 to 15 minutes it'll get to where it's actually going to be. The superheat's going to drop just a little bit more, and our delta T is going to keep climbing a little. So I did verify with the customer that someone had replaced the thermostat, so that was the cause of the blown fuse. And then we went ahead and replaced the 3-pole contactor and also replaced the capacitor for the fan motor. Hope you all enjoyed this one, and we'll see you at the next video.